Pause for a moment. Take a deep breath. Let yourself feel the weight of this question. This isn't about making vague resolutions on a whim or chasing fleeting desires that fade as the days pass. It's not about hoping things will magically improve or wishing for better days while remaining stuck in the same patterns. This is something deeper. This is about being ready. Truly ready. Ready for what? Ready to wake up each day with unshakable clarity. The kind of clarity that cuts through the chaos and noise of daily life, guiding you to what truly matters. Imagine the power of knowing exactly where you're headed, no matter how turbulent the world around you may be. Ready to embrace unstoppable focus, the kind of focus that drives you relentlessly toward your goals, even when distractions, doubts, and detours threaten to pull you off course. Picture yourself holding tight to your purpose, unwavering and determined. Ready to embody fearless courage, the courage to silence the voice that whispers, "You can't." Courage to stand tall in the face of fear, to boldly step into the unknown, and to claim the life you deserve. And here's the truth. Everything you've ever dreamed of, a life filled with meaning, joy, and fulfillment, is already within your reach. Not someday, not after you've earned it or once the perfect circumstances align. Right now. Yes, even now, with all your flaws, uncertainties, and fears, you hold the keys to unlock the life you've always wanted. Think about that for a moment. So what would it mean to stop waiting for the stars to align and instead realize that you have the power to align yourself? This isn't just a pep talk, it's more than that. This is a challenge, a wake-up call, a call to action. Deep down, you already know the truth. Change doesn't happen by accident. Growth doesn't come from standing still. Transformation isn't something that just falls into your lap. It's something you claim with intention, effort, and heart. And here's the best part. You don't have to do it alone. In the next sections, I'm going to share 9 transformative truths you need to tell yourself every single day. These aren't just empty words or feel-good affirmations. They are guiding principles grounded in wisdom designed to reshape your mindset, fuel your soul, and anchor your focus on what truly matters. They're not about adding more to your already busy plate. They're about clearing the clutter in your mind and heart so you can see the path ahead with clarity and walk it with confidence. But that's not all. I've saved something special for the end. A bonus lesson that could completely transform how you view life's uncertainties and challenges. It's more than a strategy. It's a way of seeing the world. A lens through which every obstacle, every fear, and every opportunity becomes a chance for growth and transformation. So let me ask you again, are you ready? Are you ready to rise above the noise, silence your doubts, and step boldly into the life you were meant to live? Are you ready to stop wishing for change and start creating it? If your answer is yes, if even a small part of you feels that flicker of readiness, then let's begin. Let's make 2025 the year you rise, the year you claim your power, and the year you live as your best, most authentic self. Because there's no better time than now, and there's no better person than you. 1. I am the best. Pause for a moment. Yes, right now. Close your eyes, take a deep, intentional breath, and let this question settle in your mind. Do you truly believe in your own brilliance? Not in a boastful or arrogant way, not in the sense of standing above others, but in the quiet and powerful recognition that you are the best version of yourself right here, right now. A version that is constantly growing, evolving, and transforming. Imagine for a moment the delicate yet resilient lotus flower. It doesn't choose where it's planted. It doesn't ask for clear, pristine waters or ideal conditions. Instead, it roots itself in the muddiest of environments and rises, untouched, to bloom in its full glory. The lotus doesn't wait for permission or external validation. It simply grows because that's what it's meant to do. You are no different from that lotus. Your worth is not determined by the mistakes of your past, the opinions of others, or the imperfections of your life. It's defined by your capacity to grow, to rise above challenges, and to shine in your unique way. But how often do we wait for the right moment? How often do we convince ourselves that we'll only be worthy once we achieve something, once life becomes easier? The truth is, you don't need permission to rise. Everything you need to thrive is already within you, waiting for you to believe in it. Each morning there is an opportunity to affirm this truth. Stand before a mirror, look yourself in the eye and say, "I am the best," not because I'm better than others, but because I'm committed to being the best version of myself. At first, these words might feel strange or even uncomfortable. You might hear a voice within whispering doubts, questioning whether you deserve to say such things. That's okay. Let those whispers come, but don't let them linger. The more you practice this simple affirmation, the more you'll begin to quiet the noise of self-doubt. Over time, you'll see yourself as you truly are, a masterpiece in progress, a work of art that becomes more vibrant with every step forward. Think about the small victories you've achieved recently. Maybe you overcame a fear that once held you back, showed kindness to someone who needed it, or took a single step toward a goal you've been dreaming of. These moments, however small they may seem, are proof of your strength and your capacity for growth. They are the building blocks of the incredible person you are becoming. And now, let's go even deeper. What strength or gift within you have you been ignoring? Is it your creativity, quietly waiting to be expressed through art, writing, or new ideas? Is it your compassion, longing to reach out to someone in need? Or perhaps it's your courage, urging you to take that leap of faith you've been putting off for far too long. Whatever it is, why have you kept it hidden? The world doesn't need a perfect version of you. It needs the real, authentic you, with all your flaws and gifts shining brightly. There's a profound truth in this realization. The world is waiting for you to rise. Your light is not just a gift to yourself. It's a gift to everyone around you. You don't have to be perfect, and you don't have to have everything figured out. All you need is the willingness to show up, to embrace your journey, and to let your brilliance shine in your own unique way. Being the best isn't about achieving perfection. It's about waking up each day with the intention to grow, to learn, and to live fully. It's about recognizing that you are your own masterpiece, a lotus rising above the mud, a light that refuses to dim. So today and every day, remind yourself of this truth. You are the best version of yourself, not because someone else says so, but because you've chosen to believe it. The world doesn't need another copy of someone else. It needs you, brilliant, resilient, and unapologetically you. So go ahead, rise, bloom, and shine. The world is waiting for your light. 2. I can do anything. What's stopping you? Take a moment to truly reflect on this question. What invisible chains are holding you back from pursuing your dreams, from stepping into the life you've always wanted? Maybe it's fear of failure, fear of judgment, or even fear of success. Perhaps it's the quiet voice inside that whispers, "You're not good enough, you're not ready, or you can't." These chains, though invisible, can feel unbreakable. They tether us to old ways of thinking, to comfort zones that no longer serve us, and to a version of ourselves that we've outgrown. But what if those chains were never real in the first place? What if the only thing standing between you and the life you want is a belief? A belief that you're not capable. Buddha's wisdom teaches us a profound truth. With our thoughts, we make the world. The way we think about ourselves, our abilities, and our potential creates the reality we live in. If you tell yourself that you're limited, you will be. But if you believe that you're capable of great things, the world around you begins to expand. Imagine a bird that has spent its entire life in a cage. The bars of the cage are all it has ever known, the boundaries of its existence. One day the door swings open and freedom is within reach. But the bird hesitates. It has been confined for so long that it cannot imagine life beyond those bars. It doesn't believe it can fly, even though the open sky has always been its destiny. How often do we find ourselves like that bird, trapped not by actual barriers, but by the ones we've created in our minds? We stay in our cages, our comfort zones, not because we have to, but because stepping into the unknown feels too daunting. Yet, here's the truth. The cage has always been open. The sky has always been within your reach. The question is, are you ready to step out? Transformation doesn't require dramatic leaps. It begins with a single, courageous step. Close your eyes and think of a dream that excites you and scares you in equal measure. Maybe it's starting something new, a career, a passion project, a relationship, or finally letting go of something that's been holding you back. Whatever it is, feel its pull. That combination of exhilaration and fear is the sign of a dream worth chasing. Now ask yourself, what's one small step I can take today to move closer to this dream? It could be as simple as writing down your ideas, making a phone call, signing up for a class, or sharing your goal with someone you trust. The step doesn't have to be monumental, it just has to be intentional. With each small action, the chains that once felt so heavy begin to loosen. The doubts that told you you can't start to fade. And slowly but surely, a new belief takes root. I can do anything. Of course, there will be days when the cage feels safer, when the sky seems too vast, and the thought of flying feels overwhelming. That's okay. Growth isn't a straight path, and even the strongest wings took time to learn how to fly. On those days, return to your vision. Remind yourself why you started. Remember that fear is not your enemy, it's a companion on the journey towards something greater. What dream have you been keeping locked away? What part of you is yearning to be set free? Isn't it time to let it out? The truth is, you are more powerful than you realize. The sky isn't just a far-off destination, it's where you belong. So, take that step. Spread your wings. The world is waiting to see you soar. 3. My future is bright. Have you ever felt lost, as if you were wandering through a dense fog with no clear path forward? The weight of uncertainty can be overwhelming, making the future feel like an unsolvable puzzle, a mystery too vast and daunting to unravel. In those moments, it's easy to feel paralyzed, as though you're at the mercy of forces beyond your control. But here's a truth worth holding on to. The future isn't a mystery. It's a creation. Your future isn't something that just happens to you. It's something you shape, something you build with every thought you think, every decision you make, and every step you take. You are not a passive observer in your life. You are its creator, its architect. And each day offers you a new opportunity to begin again, to make choices that align with the brighter vision you hold for yourself. Buddhist wisdom captures this beautifully. Each morning, we are born again. What we do today matters most. Think about that for a moment. Every sunrise wipes the slate clean, offering you a chance to leave behind the doubts, mistakes, and fears of yesterday. It's a reminder that the power to move forward lies not in waiting for the perfect moment, but in taking action today. Even in the darkest times, when the storm clouds of life seem unending, know this: storms are always temporary. No matter how long the night, the sun will rise again, the rain will stop, the clouds will part, and when they do, it's the light of your persistence, your faith, and your courage that will break through. Your fears and setbacks may feel overwhelming in the moment, but they are never permanent. They are passing shadows, unable to withstand the strength of your resolve. What can help guide you through those stormy periods? Gratitude. It's more than a fleeting feeling. It's a practice, a mindset, and a force that can transform how you see your life. When you focus on what you have, no matter how small, you shift your perspective. You stop seeing the world through the lens of lack and start seeing it through the lens of abundance. Gratitude opens your eyes to possibilities and reminds you that even in difficult times, there is light to be found. Imagine being caught in a heavy rainstorm. The immediate discomfort of being soaked might blind you to the beauty of the moment, the rhythm of the falling rain, the way it nourishes the earth, or the fresh, clean scent it leaves behind. Gratitude is like stepping back and noticing those things. It doesn't erase the challenge, but it changes how you experience it. A simple way to cultivate this mindset is by keeping a gratitude journal. Every day, take a few moments to write down 3 things you're thankful for. They don't have to be grand or monumental. It could be the warmth of the sun on your skin, the laughter of a loved one, or even the quiet strength you've shown yourself in getting through another day. These small acts of acknowledgement create a foundation of hope and positivity, shifting your focus from problems to possibilities. Once you've grounded yourself in gratitude, the next step is action. Reflect for a moment. What is one thing you can do today to move closer to the bright future you envision? It doesn't have to be a huge leap. Sometimes the smallest steps, making a phone call, writing down your goals, learning something new, can create the most significant momentum. These actions, no matter how minor they may seem, are seeds. They may not bloom immediately, but with care and persistence, they will grow into something extraordinary. When doubt inevitably creeps in, when the fog of uncertainty feels too thick to navigate, remind yourself of the sunrise. Think of how the light always returns, how the world keeps moving forward even after the darkest nights. Your future is no different. It may feel distant or obscured right now, but it's waiting for you to shape it. Every step you take, every decision you make, brings it closer into view. Your future is bright, not because of luck or chance, but because you hold the power to make it so. It's a creation of your persistence, your gratitude, and your faith in the process. The storms will pass, and when they do, the light breaking through will be yours. So start today. Take a step. Choose hope. The future you dream of is already within your reach, waiting for you to claim it. 4. I will work hard. Are you ready to roll up your sleeves and dive into the work that truly matters to you? This isn't about grinding endlessly, chasing productivity for its own sake, or wearing exhaustion like a badge of honor. It's about something deeper, something that connects you to your purpose. Hard work, when fueled by passion, isn't drudgery. It's an active creation, a reflection of your values and dreams brought to life. Buddhist wisdom reminds us, your work is to discover your work, and then with all your heart, give yourself to it. There's profound truth in this. Real hard work isn't about pushing yourself to the brink, but about pouring your energy into something you believe in. It's about investing your heart and soul into creating something meaningful. Imagine a sculptor standing before a block of stone. To the untrained eye, each strike of the chisel might look like mundane effort, repetitive and laborious, but for the sculptor, each motion is deliberate, driven by a vision, and filled with purpose. It's not just work, it's love, shaping something extraordinary. The question is, what is your block of stone? What is the work that sets your soul on fire? Maybe it's a project you've dreamed of starting but have always postponed. Perhaps it's a career path that aligns with your passion, or a goal that feels just out of reach. Whatever it is, the first step is to recognize it, to name it, and to claim it as your own. Once you know what your work is, commit to it fully. Let it become not just something you do, but something that reflects who you are. But commitment doesn't mean overwhelming yourself with the enormity of the task. It means breaking your big dreams into smaller, manageable steps. The journey may seem daunting if you focus on the finish line, but if you look only at the step ahead, it becomes possible, even enjoyable. Start small. Take one actionable step today, no matter how insignificant it might seem. Perhaps it's writing down an idea, making a phone call, setting aside a few moments to plan, or simply allowing yourself to begin. These tiny actions, when repeated consistently, build momentum. Each small victory adds to the progress you're making, even if it's not immediately visible. Over time, those small efforts become transformative. There will be moments when the work feels hard, when progress seems slow, or when obstacles appear insurmountable. In those moments, return to your why. Why did you start? Why does this work matter to you? When you stay connected to your purpose, the effort becomes a source of strength rather than a drain on your energy. Hard work fueled by passion nourishes you because it aligns with your deepest value. Hard work is not only about achieving goals, it's about who you become in the process. Each challenge you overcome, each obstacle you navigate, shapes you into someone stronger, wiser, and more resilient. The journey itself is transformative, and the growth you experience along the way is just as valuable as the destination. So, ask yourself now, what is one meaningful project or goal you've been putting off? Maybe it's something you've been dreaming of but haven't started, or perhaps it's something you've avoided because it feels too big or too hard. Isn't it time to begin? Your work is waiting for you. It doesn't need to be perfect, and it doesn't need to be finished overnight. All it needs is for you to start. Each step, no matter how small, is a strike of the chisel shaping the stone before you. With every action, you're crafting something beautiful, something only you can create. The world is ready for what you have to offer. It's time to begin. 5. No excuses. What excuses have you been telling yourself? Perhaps it's the familiar refrain of, "I don't have time," the belief that your days are too packed, your responsibilities too many. Or maybe it's, "I'm not ready," a subtle way of giving voice to your fears, the fear of failing, of not being good enough, of stepping into the unknown. And then there's the most insidious excuse of all. It's too late. The idea that the opportunity is past, that the window is closed, and that trying now would be futile. These excuses might feel comforting, like shields protecting you from discomfort and uncertainty, but in reality, they're not shields at all. They're chains, keeping you stuck in place, delaying your growth, and holding you back from the life you're capable of creating. Buddhist wisdom offers a profound truth. You are your own master. The future depends on what you do today. It's a powerful statement, one that can feel both liberating and daunting. On one hand, it's a reminder that the power to shape your life lies entirely within you. On the other, it's a call to action that leaves no room for hiding behind excuses. If your life is a garden, every action you take is a seed you plant. The effort you put in today will determine the beauty and abundance you experience tomorrow. But what happens if you keep waiting for the perfect time to plant? What if you keep convincing yourself that the conditions aren't right? The soil remains barren, and the garden you dream of never comes to life. Excuses are seductive because they give us a sense of safety. They let us avoid risk and delay the discomfort of trying and potentially failing. But in doing so, they rob us of the chance to grow, to learn, and to achieve. The truth is, there will never be a perfect moment. Life is messy, unpredictable, and filled with uncertainties. But within that messiness lies the opportunity to act, to create, and to move forward despite the imperfections. Taking responsibility is the key to breaking free. Responsibility isn't a burden, it's liberation. When you take ownership of your choices, you reclaim your power. You stop waiting for life to hand you the perfect set of circumstances and start creating your own path. Instead of saying, "I don't have time," you ask yourself, "How can I make time?" Instead of thinking, "I'm not ready," you focus on the small steps you can take to build readiness. Excuses dissolve when met with action. Think about something you've been avoiding. Maybe it's a goal you've been dreaming of but feel too intimidated to pursue. Maybe it's a conversation you've been putting off, a decision you've been hesitating to make, or a habit you know you need to change. Isn't it time to face it? Take one small step. It doesn't have to be monumental. It just has to be something. One phone call, one email, one moment of effort. That single step can create a ripple effect, building momentum and showing you that progress is possible. Excuses keep you rooted in the same place, but action propels you forward. The seeds you plant today, no matter how small, will grow into something meaningful over time. Every moment you choose to act rather than avoid, to take responsibility rather than deflect, you move closer to the future you desire. So, let go of the excuses. Stop waiting for the perfect moment, for more time for the stars to align. The present moment, with all its imperfections, is the only moment you have. Take ownership of it. Plant the seeds. The garden of your life is waiting to bloom, and you are the only one who can make it happen. 6. I am getting better each day. Progress isn't about giant leaps or sudden dramatic changes. It's about the small, steady, deliberate steps we take every day, even when those steps feel insignificant. Growth happens quietly, almost imperceptibly at times, but it builds momentum. Each choice, each effort, adds up to something greater than the sum of its parts. Buddha's wisdom reminds us, the mind is everything. What you think, you become. This simple truth underscores the power of belief in shaping our reality. When you believe in your ability to grow, even when progress feels slow or invisible, you are already on the path toward transformation. Your thoughts create your mindset, and your mindset fuels your actions. Picture a potter at their wheel, carefully shaping a lump of clay. Each turn of the wheel, every subtle touch, refines its form. It doesn't become a masterpiece in one moment or with one stroke. It takes time, patience, and persistence. Sometimes the potter must pause, smooth an imperfection, or even start over. Yet they continue with the vision of what the clay can become, knowing that every adjustment is part of the process. Your growth is much the same, a gradual unfolding shaped by small, consistent efforts that refine who you are over time. It's easy to get caught up in measuring progress by how far you are from the end goal or by comparing yourself to others. But growth isn't a destination. It's a journey. It's about becoming a little better today than you were yesterday. It's about trusting that even the smallest steps will lead to something extraordinary. At the end of each day, take a moment to pause and reflect. Ask yourself, what did I improve today? It doesn't have to be something big or obvious. Maybe you faced a fear, even if just for a moment. Maybe you learned something new, solved a small problem, or handled a challenge with more patience and grace than you might have in the past. Perhaps you stepped out of your comfort zone, even in a small way. These moments may seem insignificant, but they are the foundation of transformation. It's important to celebrate these small victories. Too often we focus on what we didn't achieve or how far we still have to go, forgetting to acknowledge the progress we've already made. By honoring even the tiniest steps forward, you reinforce the belief that you are capable of growth. Each step, no matter how small, is a triumph that deserves recognition. There will be days when it feels like you're standing still, when progress seems elusive and setbacks make you doubt whether you're growing at all. On those days, think of the potter and the clay. Growth isn't always linear. Sometimes it involves reworking, reshaping, or even starting over. But every effort, every lesson contributes to the masterpiece you are creating. Even moments of difficulty carry value. They teach, they strengthen, and they prepare you for what lies ahead. What did today teach you? What moments of challenge or grace shaped your day? Even if things didn't go as planned, there is growth to be found in the experience. Reflect on those lessons and consider how they can shape your actions tomorrow. The journey of growth is continuous. There is no final destination, no point at which you've arrived and no longer need to improve. But that's the beauty of it. Each day brings a new opportunity to learn, to evolve, and to take another step toward the person you want to become. Trust in the process, even when it feels slow. Be patient with yourself. Celebrate every small victory, every step forward, no matter how insignificant it might seem. Remember that with each effort, You are getting better, stronger, and wiser. Growth is not always loud or visible, but it is always happening. You are getting better each day, even when you can't see it, even when it feels slow. The steps you take are carrying you forward. The transformation is already underway. 7. I was born to do great things. Deep within you lies a seed of purpose, waiting to be discovered, nurtured, and allowed to flourish. Can you feel it? Perhaps it's a quiet whisper that calls to you in still moments, or a persistent yearning that refuses to fade. It may not always be clear, buried beneath the noise of daily life, but it is there, uniquely yours and entirely irreplaceable. This seed is the essence of why you're here, the thread that connects your passions, experiences, and dreams into something profoundly meaningful. Buddhist wisdom reminds us that your purpose in life is to find your purpose and give your whole heart to it. This isn't about striving to be better than others or chasing external definitions of success. True greatness isn't measured by accolades, comparisons, or achievements. It's about living authentically, aligned with who you truly are. It's about discovering your unique path, your dharma, and following it with intention and love. Your purpose flows through you like a river, carving its path through rugged terrain. It doesn't hesitate when faced with obstacles. It adapts, finds a way around, and keeps moving forward. This is the nature of purpose. It guides you, not with force, but with a gentle persistence that encourages you to align your actions with what truly matters. When you live in alignment with your purpose, life feels more natural, more fulfilling. Challenges become stepping stones rather than barriers, and each step forward strengthens your sense of meaning. But alignment doesn't happen by accident. It requires reflection, the courage to pause and ask yourself, are my actions aligned with what truly matters to me? This question, simple yet profound, serves as a compass, helping you recalibrate when life pulls you off course. It's easy to get lost in the demands of the world, to feel as though you're moving but not in the right direction. Reflection brings clarity. It reminds you of what lights your soul on fire and why those things matter. If you find that your actions don't align with your purpose, don't be disheartened. Straying from your path is part of the journey. The act of recalibrating, of recognizing where you've drifted and choosing to return to what matters, is an essential practice. Each time you realign, you deepen your connection to your purpose, strengthening its presence in your life. Your purpose isn't something you create or force. It's something you uncover, something already within you. It's the feeling of energy and meaning that comes when you're doing what sets your soul on fire. It might be creating, building, nurturing, advocating, or connecting. Whatever it is, honor it. Give it space to grow, even small steps. A few moments spent on something meaningful, a decision made with intention, a boundary set to protect your energy, can create ripples that shape a life of alignment and fulfillment. Greatness is not about standing above others. It's about standing fully in your truth. It's about allowing your purpose to flow through every action, every choice, every moment. Like the river shaping its course with persistence and grace, your life becomes a reflection of the beauty and power of living authentically. So, take a moment today to listen. Feel the seed of purpose within you and let it guide your thoughts and actions. Reflect on what truly matters and take even the smallest step toward honoring it. This is your journey, your unique path. The world needs what only you can offer: your voice, your vision, your purpose. Nurture it, trust it, and let it grow. 8. People's opinions don't affect me. How often do we find ourselves bending under the weight of others' opinions? The way they look at us, the comments they make, or the subtle judgments they pass can feel like invisible strings pulling us in directions we never intended to go. It's exhausting, isn't it? To constantly wonder if we're measuring up, if we're being enough in the eyes of those around us. But here's a truth that can set you free. People's opinions don't have to define you. Buddhist wisdom offers a profound reminder: do not seek approval outside yourself. This teaching isn't about shutting out the world or refusing to listen to others entirely. Instead, it's about cultivating an unshakable inner confidence, a sense of self so rooted that it isn't swayed by the ever-changing winds of external judgment. Imagine a tree deeply rooted in the earth. When the wind blows, its branches sway and bend, but its roots hold firm. It doesn't break or topple because its foundation is strong. This is how you can live when you stop giving others' opinions more power than they deserve. You can acknowledge the winds of criticism, let them move around you, but remain grounded in your truth, your values, and your sense of self. The truth is, not all opinions carry the same weight. Some come from a place of love, guidance, or constructive feedback. These are the voices worth pausing for, worth considering. But many opinions, especially the critical negative ones, are projections of others' insecurities, fears, or misunderstandings. They aren't about you at all. The key is learning to discern the difference. When criticism arises, take a moment to pause and reflect. Ask yourself, is this feedback helpful, or is it simply someone else's perspective? If the feedback serves you, if it aligns with your values, or offers a perspective that can help you grow, welcome it. Let it refine you, like a sculptor's chisel shaping stone. But if it doesn't serve you, let it go. Don't carry it with you like a burden that was never yours to bear. Letting go doesn't mean you ignore every voice around you. It means you become selective. It means you build an inner filter, allowing only what supports your growth and aligns with your values to pass through. The rest, it drifts away like leaves carried on the wind, no longer weighing you down. To anchor yourself in this practice, reflect on what truly keeps you grounded. What are the core values that define who you are? Is it kindness, honesty, courage, creativity, resilience? When you're deeply connected to these values, the opinions of others lose their power to shake you. You know who you are and what you stand for, and that clarity becomes your foundation. Living this way isn't always easy. The pull to seek approval can be strong, especially in a world that constantly demands validation through likes, comments, and external recognition. But when you free yourself from the need for approval, you gain something far greater: peace. You no longer have to twist yourself into someone else's idea of who you should be. You're free to live authentically, to follow your path, and to honor your truth. So the next time someone's opinion feels heavy, pause, take a deep breath and ask yourself, does this opinion help me grow, or does it hold me back? Choose to let go of what doesn't serve you. Choose to stay rooted in your values, your truth, and your inner confidence. The world may not always understand or approve of your choices, but that's okay. Your worth isn't determined by others. It's something you carry within you, unshakable and constant, like the roots of a deeply grounded tree. 9. Life is precious. How often do you tell yourself, I have plenty of time? It's a comforting thought, isn't it? The idea that tomorrow is guaranteed, that opportunities will always be there, that the things we put off can wait indefinitely. But deep down, we know it's not true. Buddhist wisdom cuts through this illusion with piercing clarity. The trouble is, you think you have time. Life is fleeting, unpredictable, and infinitely precious, yet we often move through our days as though they are endless, taking for granted the moments, the people, and the opportunities that surround us. We wait for the perfect time, for the right mood, for everything to feel just right before we act. But life doesn't wait. Time marches forward, indifferent to our plans, and each moment that passes is one we can never get back. Imagine waking up each morning with the awareness that today might be your last chance to experience the world's beauty. How different would your day look? Would you rush through your routines, barely noticing the sun shining through your window or the sound of birds outside? Or would you pause, even for a moment, to savor the miracle of being alive? The warmth of the sun on your skin, the laughter of loved ones, the simple pleasure of breathing deeply. Living with this sense of urgency doesn't mean being driven by panic or fear. It's about embracing gratitude, about seeing each day as a gift rather than something owed to us. When you understand that life is finite, everything becomes more vibrant, more meaningful. The ordinary transforms into the extraordinary. A walk in nature isn't just a walk. It's a chance to marvel at the intricate beauty of a leaf, the rhythm of your footsteps, the coolness of the breeze. A conversation with a friend isn't just small talk. It's an opportunity to connect, to share, to be fully present. But living with urgency also means taking action. What have you been delaying? What meaningful goal, conversation, or decision have you been putting off, telling yourself there's plenty of time? Maybe it's reaching out to someone you care about but haven't spoken to in a while. Maybe it's starting that project you've always dreamed of but never felt ready for. Or maybe it's as simple as saying, "I love you," or often expressing gratitude to those around you, or finally making space in your life for what truly matters. Whatever it is, start today. Don't wait for tomorrow, because tomorrow isn't promised. Take one small step, no matter how imperfect, toward that meaningful action you've been postponing. The beauty of life lies not in grand gestures, but in the accumulation of small, intentional acts that reflect your values and your love for this fleeting existence. Set aside time each day to appreciate the impermanence of life. You don't need hours, even a few moments will do. Take a walk and notice the changing colors of the sky. Pause in stillness, feeling the rhythm of your breath. Look at the faces of those you care about and remind yourself of their irreplaceable presence in your life. These small practices ground you in gratitude and bring a profound sense of purpose to your days. Life is precious because it is fleeting. Its brevity is not something to mourn, but something to honor. The awareness of its impermanence is what gives it meaning. When you live with this understanding, you stop taking things for granted. You begin to prioritize what truly matters, letting go of the trivial distractions that so often consume our time and energy. So what is one meaningful action you've been delaying? Begin it now, even if it's just a small step. There is no perfect moment to start. There is only this moment, this breath, this fleeting, beautiful now. Life doesn't wait, and that's what makes it so extraordinary. Live fully, with gratitude, with intention, and with the awareness that each day is a gift. 10. Embrace uncertainty as growth. What if, instead of fearing the unknown, you saw it as a doorway, a vast open space filled with endless possibilities? What if uncertainty wasn't a threat to avoid, but an invitation to grow? Too often, we associate the unknown with risk, discomfort, and loss of control. It feels safer to stay within the confines of what we know, where the outcomes are predictable and the paths familiar. But in doing so, we also limit ourselves, shutting out opportunities for transformation, discovery, and expansion. Buddhist wisdom offers profound insight into this. In the beginner's mind, there are many possibilities. In the expert's, there are few. A beginner's mind is one that approaches life with curiosity, openness, and a willingness to learn. It doesn't cling to preconceived notions or rigid expectations. Instead, it embraces the unknown as a place where creativity, growth, and new opportunities can flourish. Think about the moments in your life when uncertainty has forced you to step out of your comfort zone. Perhaps it was starting a new job, moving to a new city, or navigating an unexpected challenge. In the moment, it may have felt overwhelming or even terrifying. But looking back, those were likely the times when you grew the most, when you discovered strengths you didn't know you had, learned lessons that shaped you, or uncovered possibilities you hadn't imagined. Uncertainty, while uncomfortable, is the birthplace of growth. It's where you learn to adapt, to think creatively, and to tap into resilience you might not have realized you possessed. When you approach it with a beginner's mind, you free yourself from the need to have all the answers. Instead, you ask questions. What can I learn from this? How can I grow through this experience? What new opportunities might this uncertainty be offering me? The beauty of uncertainty is that it forces you to let go of the illusion of control. It teaches you to trust the process, to have faith in your ability to navigate whatever comes your way. In many ways, it's a practice in surrender. Not surrender as in giving up, but surrender as in letting go of resistance and embracing what is. Imagine standing at the edge of a forest, the path ahead obscured by mist. You can't see what lies beyond, but you have a choice: to stay where it feels safe or to take a step forward into the unknown. With each step, the path begins to reveal itself. You might stumble, you might encounter obstacles, but you also might discover something breathtaking: a clearing filled with sunlight, a hidden stream, or a new perspective that changes everything. Approaching uncertainty with curiosity transforms it from something to be feared into something to be explored. Instead of focusing on what could go wrong, you start to see what could go right. Instead of clinging to the familiar, you begin to embrace the freedom and possibility that come with not knowing. To cultivate this mindset, practice pausing when you feel uncertainty creeping in. Notice the discomfort without judgment and ask yourself, what can I learn from this? What new doors might this situation be opening for me? These questions shift your focus from fear to possibility, from resistance to openness. Remember, the beginner's mind isn't about being naive or unprepared. It's about staying open, even in the face of uncertainty. It's about recognizing that you don't have to have all the answers to move forward. Growth happens not when everything is certain, but when you step into the unknown with curiosity and courage. Uncertainty is where innovation is born, where personal transformation takes root, and where the most meaningful experiences of life unfold. By embracing it, you open yourself to a world of infinite possibilities, allowing life to surprise you in ways you never expected. If you feel depressed or disconnected from life, review prescribed steps suggestively. So the next time you find yourself standing at the edge of the unknown, take a breath. Look not with fear, but with curiosity. Trust that within the uncertainty lies the potential for growth, and take that step forward. The path will reveal itself as you walk it, one step at a time. And along the way, you'll discover that the unknown isn't something to avoid. It's where life's greatest opportunities are waiting for you. Conclusion: the journey within. Transformation isn't about grand gestures or chasing external achievements. It isn't about becoming someone else's definition of success or waiting for the perfect moment to arrive. True transformation begins within, quietly, powerfully, and deeply. It's in those moments when you pause, reflect, and choose to align your life with your purpose. It's in the small, consistent steps you take to grow, to love, and to live with intention. Buddha's words echo this truth. Your work is to discover your world, and then, with all your heart, give yourself to it. These words remind us that the journey of transformation isn't about looking outward for answers or validation. It's about uncovering what's already within you. It's about finding your unique gifts, your passions, and the purpose that fuels your soul, and then dedicating yourself to it with everything you have. Every moment is a chance to grow, to choose love over fear, and to live with gratitude. Every breath you take is an opportunity to align yourself with what truly matters. The power to change your life isn't something you need to search for. It's already inside you, waiting to be awakened. The journey is yours to embrace, one mindful moment at a time. As we step into 2025, it's the perfect time to reflect. Who do you want to become? What values will guide you? What small but meaningful step can you take today to create the life you envision? Transformation doesn't require monumental changes overnight. It happens in the simple, everyday choices you make to show up for yourself and your dreams. Progress, not perfection, is what shapes a life of purpose and fulfillment. Let this year be the one where you fully embrace your power, your uniqueness, and your ability to create the future you desire. Let it be the year where you stop waiting and start living, where you choose courage over doubt, and where you honor your journey by moving forward, one intentional step at a time. If these words resonate with you, don't let them fade. Share this message with someone who needs to hear it. Transformation is even more powerful when it's shared, when it inspires others to begin their own journey of growth and self-discovery. And if you're ready to commit to this path, join our community, subscribe to this channel, and let's continue exploring together. With each new insight, each new practice, and each moment of reflection, we'll grow stronger, clearer, and more aligned with our true purpose. This is your time. 2025 is your year to shine, to grow, and to live fully. The journey begins now. Let's walk it together, one mindful moment at a time. Don't wait for change to find you. Be the change. The power is already within you. Let it guide your way. Exercise.